Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. See who I've got with me. I've got Sylvie. Now, Sylvie's joined us. This was a big surprise, a sudden and very unexpected, like it usually is, very unplanned. Actually, Sylvie usually, for those of you who are going to join us on Livestream or have joined us on Livestreaming, you might recognize seeing the name Sylvie, because Sylvie usually joins us on Livestreaming, so I'm very grateful that you joined us. But now she's here, for real, in the flesh. So, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
And you're here for real. It's amazing, actually. It's so nice to know that you're always there, but now you're actually here in live streaming. We have a specific topic today for our live streaming. I told Sylvie about this about 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
So not much preparation for any of us. But today's live streaming is going to be about the digital revolution. So it's a very big topic. And it came about because we've had some questions come in regarding the scientific revolution. Dr. J. Well, I don't know if you're familiar with his books. He wrote Science Through History.
Yes.
And he's got Science in the Beginning. Oops. No,
Science in the Ancient World.
Thank you. and Science in the Scientific Revolution. And in the first two lessons of Science in the Scientific Revolution, Jay is doing lessons on the solar system, about the position of the Earth and Mars and the Sun. And the theory, because there's lots of theories in science, that the Earth was in the center and everything revolved around that. And he, in lesson 1 and 2 of the Scientific Revolution, talks about what it actually is, the fact and not the theory. And there was some confusion about these lessons. So just before we went live, I got hold of Dr. J. Weil, on Skype. And I asked him the question that had come to us, because it's come to us a couple of times. And he answered. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read his answer. Because he just was... And so while he was talking, telling me whatever he was telling me, I wrote it down, and so I'm going to read it. And Karen is there. Hello, Karen. And Alison and Annalie. Oh, good. Annalie's from Canada. Do you remember? Do you know Annalie now?
Yes, Annalie and Kay.
So now Annalie can see you.
Hello.
Okay. We'll go into maybe later why it's sudden surprise that Sylvie's here. I mean, literally surprise. So we can talk about that later. But for now, let's just get on with me answering this question. So I'll ask Dr. J the question. But now you see I don't have the question. I'm going to quickly, closer. Okay, I don't have the question written up here, but the question was people asking about do we have or are there or where are there videos about these lessons. And so I don't have that Scientific Revolution book in my hands here in the studio because it's at the base. So I couldn't hop into the book and quickly have a look what videos, because we've actually entering into a season now with Oikos whereby our children are adults, and there's resources that have been written since now they're adults. And Jay actually wrote these books when our children were adults. So what we've done is, thank you, Jay, for writing the books. Thank you, Jay, for writing the books. But what we've done is we've just read through them. We haven't actually practiced them. Now, you've got 4 young children, so you're actually living them.
Yes.
You haven't done the Scientific Revolution. Looks
Not
like you know
the Scientific Revolution. No, this is also like
news to you.
Okay. We are using the first book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you'll be very much more familiar with it than me, because you'll have the experience of it being with your children.
Yes.
Whereas my experience is just reading the content now.
Yes.
However, this mom who wrote about the Scientific Revolution, or the moms who have questioned this question in lessons 1 and 2, this is what Dr. J said. Let me read it to you. He said he will look for the videos to explain this, and if he finds them, he will let me know, and then we will let you know. We'll put them on the website somewhere. So that's number 1, his first answer. And then he said in the first lesson, something in the center is a big ball, a red dot and a blue dot. The old idea is the Earth is in the center.
Yeah.
All right. So the blue dot is the Sun and the red dot is Mars. As you can see, I just wrote what he's written. So, okay, and when are they the closest and when are they the same side is when they are on the same side of the Earth. When they are lined up on the same side of the Earth, Mars should be brightest when the sun is the closest to it, seeing it from the Earth. If the sun is the big ball that he's illustrating, he says on page 5 or something, the Earth is the blue dot, then Mars is going to be, and the Earth is the blue dot, then Mars is going to be the brightest to the Earth. That happens when Earth is between Mars and the sun. And when they're on the opposite side, so the conclusion is when we look at Mars, it's brightest when it is opposite the sun. This must mean that Earth is not in the center, is not the center.
All right.
Okay, so I just wrote all down what Jay said. Okay, and then he said, if you look on page 5, Sun is in the center, Earth and Mars in 2 different places. So if that helps explain what the query was, I hope it does, but there's more to tell you about Dr. J. Weil. And that is because he was telling me all about it, and I didn't have the book, and I couldn't follow, and I haven't done it with the children. I was going, oh my goodness, I don't know if he's answering it the way the mom needs to understand it. So I asked him if he could please join us on live streaming.
Yay.
But of course he's in America. But we've got technology.
Yes.
And so we're going to be talking about the really good things about the digital revolution, and then there's the side that we must also be careful of.
Yeah.
The good news is that we can sit here and we can talk to
Everybody.
Annalie in Canada.
Yes.
She normally is one of our regular visitors. And so is Kay. Is Kay there today?
Yes.
Oh, Kay is
Yes.
also. Hello, Kay. She's also one of our regulars. And also Mandy. You know
Yes.
Mandy. Mandy, I bet you weren't expecting to see Sylvie here today. Ha! That was a surprise. Anyway, sometime in March, Jay and us here in Oikos are going to try and live stream together.
What a blessing.
It's going to be nice,
What
eh?
a blessing.
So we don't know exactly when, but that's going to happen. If he's going to be a visitor on the live streaming to be able to answer the questions.
That's amazing.
So maybe if you could be here, we could get really clever. And then we can both, because you might be able to ask him questions that are from a mom that is doing the books.
The program.
The program, yeah. Okay. Right, so that is to take care of the question about the scientific revolution that came up. The other question that has come up, not question, actually something we want to talk about that is still on the topic of technical. And then after that, I'm going to ask you about some things regarding the digital revolution. But for now, I just have to help them, those moms, because I don't know if you remember, we said that we're going to try and not use live streaming as announcement things.
Yeah.
But basically, people are, during the week, be hearing the same sort of struggle. And so we think, well, we'll talk to them about that on live streaming. We don't quite know how to separate them totally yet. So you know what we did? We did the podcast.
Yeah.
And we're doing the podcast. It's done. We're doing it.
I listened to it.
Did you?
I did. That was about all I could receive.
Fantastic.
Yes,
so you're really listening.
I really enjoy it because I can just put my phone, it plays, and I can just tidy the kitchen while I'm listening.
Because you don't have to actually join live streaming.
With the live stream, I tend to want to look because it's a movie video.
so you're not going to do something else. You're not going to clean the kitchen while live streaming.
No,
thank you for that.
I tend to just sit down and pay attention. But
so you have tea with me. Ooh, that reminds me. When we're doing live streaming, you have tea with me, right?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. But when it's a podcast, you can just put your earplugs in maybe and go for a walk.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard people do.
I could do that. Yeah.
People listen to podcasts when they are commuting, driving a lot.
And I see you can download it and you can listen to it later, which is great because you can go on a walk and not have your connection because it's on.
Because it's on your phone.
Yeah.
Did you find it easy enough just to get it?
Yes.
How did you do that? I don't know what the experience is from the other side. You see.
I followed the link that was on Facebook to your podcasts.
Oh. You just clicked on it.
And then I clicked on the link and then all the podcasts come. There's 4 right now.
They're going to go up once a week.
Yeah. So
and sometime you might want to talk with me on the podcast. That would be nice. I can have a podcast guest as well as a live streaming guest. Are you willing for that? I'm putting you on the spot here, live streaming, asking you. Please come talk with me on podcast, Sylvie.
Sure, I'll come. I'll do podcasts with you.
Oh, thank you. Yay. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And because we're doing that, that will probably, well, as you heard on the podcast, and keeping that very specific.
Yes.
So that live streaming is going to continue being a bit more general.
Yes.
So I'm going to get back to the general so that we can then get on to the other topic. And the general is that people are asking about the instant EFT because it really is a struggle for some people that are trying to do payments online. So you go to do your order on the Oikos site and you've got the option of instant EFT or credit card. So I'm here to remind you that the instant EFT is nothing to be afraid of. That's for starters. It's like going to your bank and doing an EFT on your actual bank portfolio, profile, website, whatever. So you don't do that. It doesn't look like. So basically, instead of going off the Oikos site and going over there and doing an EFT and coming back and you can just do it right there. But people are unfamiliar with this instantness.
So it's the same process then as the credit card, because a credit card
identical. It's identical. But the thing is, if a person doesn't have a credit card, so what we thought we'd do is help them by offering them instant EFT, because then it speeds it up for them, and it's nice and efficient, and it's easy for them. Because if people have got a current account, they've generally got a debit card or a check card, and they can use that as an instant EFT.
Yeah, that's nice.
It is nice, but people are afraid of that because of putting your password, let's say, or your bank, how you log into your bank, you've got to put it here on this website that's not the bank. And so it creates a bit of fear. So what we wanted to tell you today is you don't need, Oikos wouldn't do something that's going to be unsafe for your security, you see. So we've done all the security tests, and in actual fact, the banks prefer us to offer this because it's safer and securer from the bank side, from Oikos side, from the person side. So all round, it's a better thing.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. If you're living somewhere where there's no internet, do you identify with that now? Yeah. It's not so easy for you to do an instant EFT because you don't have internet.
No.
So now you have to go to town to the bank.
Oh, wow.
But now you don't have your computer with you. You can't like go into the bank and now place your order for your Oikos things in the bank.
No.
So you see, we've run into a bit of a thing. But never mind, because Kieran, if you're still there, Kieran joined us at the beginning. He has found a solution to this matter.
Oh, you did?
Yes, he has. And they're going to find even more solutions to it. So we will find solutions. We're not going to say to you, well, you can't do instant EFT, so sorry for you. No. We're not going to do that. We're saying thank you for telling us you're having a struggle, because now we've got to find a solution. And the one solution is for the person to go to Chat to Us. Have you used Chat to Us yet? Maybe not. If we go to Oikos website, at the bottom right-hand corner here.
Yes.
There. See, it says Chat to Us.
My husband has used it before.
Has he?
Yes.
Okay, so your husband's the one that does the technical things, it sounds like. So over here, the person would go, if you're having EFT or payment problems, you go there and you say, hello, I'm having a difficulty. And then the person there, at the moment Karen, will then tell you the steps that they have put in place to help people that can't do instant EFT.
Okay, wonderful.
But the goal is to help them to do instant EFT because we know it's better for them in the long term.
Yes.
But it just takes a bit of time to make the changes. Yeah. So that's the instant EFT story. The answer is actually to go to Chat to Us and you will receive the help. If you can't get the solution or the answer or whatever you're looking for on Chat to Us, you can always call. There's that too. And you might not have had wonderful experience in calling Oikos in the past few months because we've had terrible struggles in that regard. We've had a lot of things go wrong with that. And so now we fixed that as of the 1st of March, which I think is on Friday.
Yes, it is. Friday.
As from the 1st of March, the phone call problems on Oikos, we hope, are going to be something of the past.
Oh, wonderful.
We've got a fixed line now. Bottom line is they can go Chat to Us and you can go on to the phone number, which is there on the website, top left-hand corner is the new number. And look, you see, 031
Yes.
880 2345. Nice and easy. But as we say, just bear with us with that because it's not actually official yet until the 1st. But let's hope that you're going to find the chat to us and the phone number, both those, to be a way to help you to get the payment done. Right?
Wonderful.
So this is all now actually about technology after all, even though we're still getting to the digital revolution topic. You know what, Sylvie, why don't you tell me what your thoughts are about the digital revolution? I mean, we're living in the digital revolution, and you weren't raised with technology, were you?
No, I wasn't.
No, neither was I.
I remember a home without a landline.
Sure.
I remember when they...
Giving away your age now, you know.
Yeah. I turned 40 on Monday.
You're 40! Now she's really giving it away. Now she's hit the 40s.
Yes.
Life begins at 40. Have you heard that?
Well, that's it. Everybody's like, oh, you're getting old. I'm like, no, this is wonderful.
This is the beginning.
Yes, but when I was little, I remember not having I remember my mom having to go down the road. There was a public phone. So if she had needed to phone somebody, she had to go and use the public phone. And then there was this big thing about...
And that wasn't even in Africa.
No, it wasn't in Africa, no. So, and then there was this big thing about finally getting a landline
installed
at our home. That was like a big thing. And then I remember when I went off to university, getting my first cell phone. That was like amazing. Then I could phone my mom and say, "Hi, I'm here, like on the other side of the country, and I'm walking and I'm talking to you."
It was quite a brain shift, that, wasn't it? I used to find that. I just used to look at people walking around the shopping centres with phones. I always used to be amazed. You got used to it now because it's just everywhere.
Used to it, yes.
But in the beginning, it was like you couldn't believe what you were seeing. Yeah.
No, and now, like you say, it's everywhere. I have a phone. My husband has a phone.
Your children?
My children don't have a phone.
And your eldest child is 12?
She's turning 12.
Turning 12?
Yes.
Okay. So your children don't have phones, but you and your husband have your own phones, which is very convenient.
Yes. My eldest does use my husband's phone because she likes to listen to audiobooks. So it gets downloaded on there, and then she gets to use it for audiobooks, but it's locked. No feature
so she can't
other
spend
than
time browsing the internet or whatever they do.
No.
Yeah. You feel quite strongly about that.
Very much.
Why so?
I just think that they're too young, and I think there's a place for it later on. I don't see why an 11-year-old must have access to all. And then like, what do? You hand a phone. Then do you set times, like you can use it between then and then, or
it becomes something you now have to police, kind of thing.
Yeah, manage, and it's unnecessary at this age. That's my opinion. It's unnecessary. I think it steals a lot of. It has the potential, unmanaged, to steal a lot of joy. Because when you go to a restaurant, right? This is now taking it back to adults. You go to a restaurant and you look around, or even in the doctor's waiting room, everybody's like on their phone.
They're focused on this
only
device, and
you
not...
like sit there like nobody looks up, nobody greets you anymore, nobody has these casual conversations anymore. Everybody's just.
Do you know this? One of the fruits I found, as I say, we've got the really good side that we can actually sit here and talk to people across the world. So the digital in that aspect is really positive. But one you talk about, it stealing joy. I think one of the fruits that I've noticed the most that causes me disturbance is lack of patience. So people are becoming more and more impatient.
Yes.
So what somebody used to naturally be patient for just doesn't exist.
Yes.
That's what I found, is that, if I think you were talking about your mom going down the road to make a phone call, when we first moved here to where we live now, we used to have what they called a party line. So you picked up the phone and you had to check no one else was on the line, or you had to do a quick little beep beep thing to let them not beep, it was more, I suppose, to let them know that you are needing to make a call. And if your call was urgent, because there was a fire or medical something or other.
Yes.
Then there was a different number to dial on your party line to let whoever was on the line know that an emergency. And so there was all this consideration in respect of one another. But the thing is, you had to be patient because you'd go to pick up the phone. Oh, if someone's on the line, I'll have to wait. Put the phone. You didn't get angry with them or annoyed, or maybe you did if you had an emergency and they weren't being in a hurry to stop their conversation. But generally, I'm just saying that it actually developed patience unbeknowingly. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And now you pick up one of these things.
Everything's instant.
And it's like, why is this not working? What's the matter? Where's the service? What's happening?
I'm so guilty of that. So guilty of that.
And so there's like instant impatience. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
To me, that's one of the biggest fruits that I've seen as a negative.
Yes.
And I think to myself, now if the children have these devices and we as adults, like you're saying, we're doing that, we're going, why is this not instant? What's the matter? Why is it? And it also forces you to be instant, because you said you don't do the banking things. You leave that for your husband.
Yes.
But if I'm going to do something banking and it gives me 60 seconds.
Yes, to get your one-time PIN.
To get my one-time PIN. That's why I feel for the people who are trying to do instant EFTs and they've got no service on their phone and the one-time PIN doesn't come and now blocks them out. So it's like, we actually, the current digital world is designed in such a way that it actually almost forces this instant, immediate expectancy rather than just be patient. And so now you've got 60 seconds to get your one-time PIN and it doesn't come in time, and now you're frustrated. So your patience will last at 60 seconds. It's a minute. It's a minute of. In actual fact, that minute's too long. It's like, where is it? Why does it not come? What is happening? You know. So you see, and then that's what you're modeling for your children. So your children are seeing these adults that have got this thing that is making them angry.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm like very wary of it, because I know I'm so guilty of that.
Of the impatience.
Of the impatience with the phone.
But you know, Sylvie, you say you're guilty, but I'm just wondering, because I'm just thinking you don't have an option in a way, because if I'm doing banking and I've only been given 60 seconds and I've got to do something in that 60 seconds, but I can't because of other things, it's making you become tense.
Yes, but that's banking. I get impatient with messages, because nowadays you can see when people have read your message and like, they have read it, why are they not answering me?
It's some bad fruit there.
Yes. Very much.
But now that is, you see, there's the side that we have to watch out for, that the negative of that isn't actually starting to consume us.
Yes, that's it. There's blessing and there's danger in it. And there's huge blessings. And we can talk to everybody. You're going to do this live stream with Dr. Wild. That's amazing.
I think so.
But there's also...
It's a wonderful tool.
There's also negatives, and we have to be so careful, especially because our children are getting raised with us.
Yeah, we have to... How do the parents know how to... Like now, you weren't raised with it, but now you've got children, and they're exposed to it in a way, in some form. You're not exposing them yourself by giving all your 4 children each a phone. I've actually seen 3-year-olds with phones.
Really?
Have you ever?
No, not 3-year-olds.
Okay, well, I did with my very own eyes. I was in a hospital and there was a little 3-year-old and I thought maybe it's his parents' phone.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Because the parent
What
was...
does a 3-year-old
The parent was on their own phone. And the 3-year-old, because you know why I know this? Because I asked how old the child was.
Yeah.
Because I was so astounded.
Wow.
And you know what? Do you know why the 3-year-old had the phone? Because it kept him quiet.
What does a 3-year-old do on a phone?
Play.
Games. Oh.
So it was keeping him quiet. So it was like a tool for the mother to use to give to her child. So when she had things to do on her phone, her child was kept amused with the...
Yeah.
But you said earlier on that you found that it to be a nice tool as a home educator.
Yes.
But in a different way.
In a different way.
Tell us how.
Well, my children are quite... They ask interesting questions sometimes, like, what does this word mean? Or...
And then demonstrate, what do you do?
And then mom goes like, sticking like...
And then you've got to answer.
Quickly Google it. And then like, yeah, that means this. Like,
The definition on the dictionary.
yes. And then my children go like, wow, Mum knows everything.
Actually, Google helps you.
Google helps.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic tool. Fantastic tool. But yeah. You have
Well,
to,
this mom was using the tool for her son to have children games. But, we're sitting here speaking like dinosaurs at the moment. Because
we are.
Maybe because I'm thinking of other countries, like Asian countries, where it's just normal for children to have these digital devices, and they're not necessarily negative the way we're thinking about it, because maybe it's an educational tool, maybe it's part of raising that generation. But I think what's happening is maybe those children, like maybe that little boy, I didn't ask more questions than his age and is that his phone, and I got that was enough for me.
Yes.
But maybe that's only got games on it. What
maybe
we
only
think about,
educational games.
yes, what we think about is the internet.
So
It's
we're being judgmental.
perhaps.
Bad fruit.
Because the thing is if a child is given this device and it's only for an educational purpose, for instance, maybe they need that, because maybe it's part of the necessary raising of children, so that when they move into adult life, they are actually current, they're actually able to cope with what is presented to them. Because if they arrive at university for tertiary or workplace and they have absolutely no digital skills, it's going to be a disadvantage to them, perhaps.
Perhaps.
It depends
I have
on
heard very varying opinions on that.
Yes, there's a lot of opinions.
Yeah, so I think everybody must do what's right to them.
Yeah.
It's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah. You know what we should do is we should see what the ladies out there, and some gentlemen, we hope, have got to say about this. So let's go. Now you see I put this up, and so now I don't know where to find mine. There it is.
There.
Okay, now we got to do restore chat. There we go. Let's see what the people have to contribute to us. If you've got something that you've got to share about this matter, it is quite a hot topic. Look, Annalie, I mean, look, Sylvie, Annalie turned 40 this recently as well. So you can join the 40 club together. And Karen said he's still there. Are you still there, Karen? Jamie, I'm not doing something right here, because you know what? Let's see if this works. Pop out chat. See? Watch. Ta-da! There we go. I'm learning. Okay, so now let us ask you, who are there with us today, your views on this matter of the digital revolution. Okay, and I want to thank you, Mandy, for letting us know that chat to us is helpful. Kieran will be happy to know that too, because he's the one that actually helped everybody on chat to us. And Kay said the podcast is wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm so glad I'm so excited about this podcast.
Me too. It's wonderful.
It's fantastic because of the fact that I can actually be very focused on keeping it in that particular focus and not it becoming all mix of everything else. Yeah.
Which happens when you're chatting.
Yes.
On a
live streaming. Yeah. And Karen is still there. Good, Karen. How's the stream going? Has it been nice and constant? We don't actually worry too much anymore whether it's on or flaggy, this, that, nothing. We don't even know what our connection's like. We just do it anyway. Remember the first early days? We always checking. How's it? Are you hearing? How's it going that side, Sylvie? Can you tell us? Thank you for all your support in that time.
Pleasure.
And Annalie doesn't give her children phones. So you and her are on the same
page.
Yes, on that one. There you go. And she's got 4 children as well. Is it 4? Yes, 3 daughters and a son. Oh no, you've got 2 daughters, 2 sons.
2 daughters and 2 sons.
2 daughters and 2 sons. Okay, so if anybody out there has got a question about this digital revolution, you can ask us, or not ask us. You can just share your view or a question, and we will let you know what we think about that. There's people talking now. Let's see what they've got to say. What is? So that's a very good question. Annalie's asking, what would be a good way to educate her children on computer? Because I don't know much. That's a really good question. What you could do, what we did, Annalie, when our children were little, we actually, when I say little, I can't remember, I think it was maybe from about 10 onwards, I put them onto typing tutor, which was on the computer, and it was like a daily typing tutor that I just found online, I think. Maybe they were older than that. Do you remember doing typing tutor, Jamie? And every day they did like the homework, you know, and then when it was a self-tutoring thing.
Yes, Mary Kate just started now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So she's
on the homework.
Yes. And then basically once they able to do that, they move on and the tutor guides them along. So you're not actually teaching them typing, it's the tutor that, and they do it 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
I think that is an essential skill,
Yes.
really. I mean, if we're talking about good things of digital, if your children can learn to type and become 10-finger typists, and not this kind, but the 10-finger typist from young, you're doing them a service, I think. That's a very, very good skill to teach. And now, it could be that your children need some basic computer skills. So again, you could ask Uncle Google.
Yes.
What are basic computer skills? Like a basic computer school certificate course or something.
Yeah. I think learning how to use a word processor would be good. So that goes with your typing.
Right.
It's like all combined, I think, nowadays
Okay.
anyway.
So it's like
you learn how to type, and then you put in different fonts and make it larger, and those type of skills.
Just basic words, document skills, and then maybe the software gives the basic lessons.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think Sylvie's the person to be asking this question. And I'm not either, quite frankly, because I don't know what is safe right now and what is relevant right now. So I think this is something moms are going to have to look into and find something that you can download. If you found something, if Mary Kate is heading towards that,
Yes, I'll let you know.
You can let us know,
Yeah, but we're not doing an online
anything.
No.
Too busy doing Konos.
Well, yeah.
Too busy living Konos, so much to do just there.
Yeah, I think though, like, you need to teach them how to, search for certain things on Google. Maybe that's a good skill to have.
But that can be dangerous.
Yes,
because where they're going to, it needs to be monitored.
Monitored, and you need to have, like safety measures in place so the stuff gets filtered before it gets to your computer.
Can parents put blocks for children that are just Google searching, Jamie? I'm just checking if Jamie perhaps knows. He's not sure. But that's something to research. Yes. Can I put blocks on my computer? And maybe one computer in the house can be dedicated only for the children's educational purposes.
Yes.
And that one has got all these parental blocks.
You do have devices you can set up, and it monitors your entire network at home or all your devices at home. It does exist. I've been told.
You've been told. Is this why you know about it? Okay.
Yeah, my husband has set them up. So, but they are not 100% safe. So you also, I think, teaching your children what is safe is also important, because they need to recognize what is good and what's not good. Obviously, not your 7-year-olds, but 13, 14, you need to recognize like what's acceptable and what's not.
And there we come back to the word, because when the children are rich in the word, they can't very easily make a choice for darkness.
Exactly.
Because they are so full of light, if we can put it like that, just to make it really black and white, that they actually tend to... I've experienced that this very week. We had a situation whereby we needed to download something to make something work. But all the caution flags came up. And there was no reason, no actual logical reason but it was just something that didn't feel right. Maybe this was a copy of something, or maybe, and so you can't actually put your finger on it and say, that's why we mustn't do that, but you just get the check. And then you just know, no, we'll go without that thing, because to get it means we have to go this route which doesn't feel like it's okay. And so we won't go that route. We'll just do without that. And that was only a caution that I believe comes from a conviction of don't do the wrong thing.
Yes.
You know, so how do you get that? You get that by being rich in the word.
Absolutely. And you also, you recognize whether your children are ready for a bit more independence there, because they will have come to you and said, hey, Mom, you know, there's this in this magazine, this inappropriate, you can have it. And that has happened to me. My child has come to me and it was in the doctor's room, and you know, the doctor's room has magazines and they're paging and they're like, Mom, this is inappropriate.
Sure.
And they give it to me, and then I say, well done. And so I know that they are aware.
Starting to become
They are aware of what's dangerous, what's inappropriate, and they tell me, they're communicating it with me. So and I know that, you know, they are maturing to a point where
they can make those calls.
Searching on the internet is okay, because they will tell me if there's inappropriate stuff. I can trust them. Not saying they will go and search, you know, unsupervised, but I feel that, you know, they have that basis, that scriptural basis. This is appropriate. This is not appropriate. This is fine for our eyes to see. This is not fine for our eyes to see. And your children will communicate. So you know your own children. You know your children. You know whether they can handle it or they can't handle it. And if they need more training to recognize these things.
In actual fact, one child will be a lot more easily influenced than another as well. So you know your children in that regard. And one of your children, you're going to have to be a lot more careful with making sure there's protection on that child. And that's what a parent is there for, is to protect, to guard, to train in what is right. Because even the parents are going to, what I've discovered is parents have become, immune maybe is the right word, sort of a bit immune to what is wrong.
Maybe.
That's what started happening. That's now we're talking on the bad side of what the digital world revolution has maybe done, because it's made people immune, it's made parents a bit more immune to, oh, well, it happens. Oh, well, it's like that. And I'm going, no, that doesn't mean it's okay. You can't just, oh, well, everybody. No. You know, it's like, it's not okay. Just because everybody's doing what is wrong doesn't mean, well, what choice do we have? We'll just have to do wrong with all of them, you know. It's just, what I'm saying is that it just seems to become more relaxed. The choice for wrong is almost, well, it can't be helped, really. That's just what we need to do. You know, we need to be fraudulent. So because, you know, what choice do we have? Well, I'm just going to encourage parents to actually stand for what is right on the right side, because there has to be that, those that stand for what is right. You can't just all just go along with the fact that everybody does it the wrong way. So let's join them, you know.
No. And you know, my mom's heart is so proud when I see my eldest is very in touch with what's appropriate and what's not, and she stands up for it. And then, you know, it does something to my mother's heart when she stands and says, hey, you know, this is not acceptable. And it's like, that's like, yay, you know.
You know, you've actually you've created the foundation. For her to be able to grow from that. And if you hadn't done that, if you hadn't been conscientious in that, then you haven't guided her, and she doesn't have that to guide her. And look how amazing that is to you, a far greater value than a treasure. Whether she's done her algebra or not. So I'm going to tell the algebra story. Okay, I have to tell this story. Earlier on, I experienced something of a new kind of algebra today. And that is, you know, that Sylvie's got a really, really amazingly brilliant genius child. He's 7 years old and he did algebra for 6 hours.
10 hours straight.
And so they wanted to show me his algebra room, all the algebra he's been doing for the last 10 hours. And what I can tell you is I didn't really see much carpet or flooring space visible when we opened the door, because what it was covered in was
Legos.
So Sebastian, Sylvie's little boy, was playing with Lego. He was creating and developing, and Mary Kate, She said something, I don't even remember the sentence, but she was in this fantasy world, wasn't she? Like in an imaginary world.
yeah, no, that's there. Yeah.
That's her. She was like, what are you doing with the Lego? She was sitting amongst all the Lego. And she gave me this explanation of what she was doing, and it was complete imagination. Huh?
Which is
and
fantastic.
I just thought, yes. I thought, okay, Sebastian's doing algebra, and Mary Kate is doing,
she's pre-writing, creative writing.
Okay, yeah, that's what
she's coming up with a story.
Yes.
Yeah. Book is coming out next year. No, I'm joking.
And then this I was just so pleased with. Of course, you're all going to recognize these little smiley faces, but you might have to look a little bit harder to spot them in the window over here. Let's see. I wonder if it'll focus. I don't think so. Okay, so that's not working. Bring it back. Oh, Jamie's I'm going to hold it like that, Jamie. You can try and focus on.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Right. I hope they can spot what's in that little window there. I think they can. Look carefully, and you'll see what's in the window, on the windowsill. I'm not going to tell. Okay. Wait, don't take it away yet to focus, because I want to show them this as well inside. I did get permission from Meredith to show her. She did this letter for me today. And there above the smiley face, I don't know which way to hold it, like that. Is that okay, Jamie? Is it in focus now? Okay, you're just above the smiley face. That's where she did the little Oikos logo, hey?
Yes.
So what was so precious about this, so now one of your children is living in imaginary land somewhere. Mm-hmm. The other one's doing algebra, 10 hours straight.
10 hours straight.
And the other one's the little artist.
Yes.
Drawing me this lovely little letter with books and smiley faces and lots of love.
And the bags from last.
And the bags.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's just so sweet. This to me is what it's about. That your child has time for this.
Oh, yes.
Yes, lots of time for it. And it's not that she is sitting.
No, not that.
So that's why that's what we're talking about is why don't we just summarize the whole digital thing with look at the fruit.
Look at the fruit. And then
if it's impatience problem.
Yeah.
It needs to be, you were going to say?
It needs to be a balance. So if you see the bad fruit, you know you're unbalanced.
Yeah.
And unbalanced is
it's not comfortable.
No.
Not good.
No, I don't think it's good. And then you also have to think, like, later on, when they are grown and they want to raise a family, now all they know is technology. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be this disconnect. And that's my fear. Like going forward, this disconnects.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. I've just thought of something. If we encourage parents to spend a lot of time on the natural and Lego and things, okay, then the technology they can always get later.
Yes, absolutely.
But what they can't get later is their childhood.
They can't get their childhood back.
No, and they can't get that time. Like you guys went for a walk this morning.
Yeah, because we had to deliver a letter, see.
It was a long walk to deliver the letter. I mean, what's hilarious is, I was saying to Jamie, is the neighbours here are like 5 kilometres apart from each other. Hello, neighbour. I think that's what it says here. Yes. Hello, neighbour. Meantime, it's 5 kilometres in another direction. It's quite sweet. But this is maybe not common. No. Let's say this is a rare thing, going to become more and more rare.
Yes.
And so maybe we just need to be here to encourage parents to not let it fade out completely, not let society dictate to the point, and the world and the current systems and everything to the point of actually losing this and replacing it with digital and nothing else. That would be a sadness. I think there would be a loss.
Very much. And you need to just think about what memories are you creating for your children if all that happens is games, sitting on your phone.
Hours whittled away.
Yeah, hours. It sounds crazy that it takes hours, but it does tend to run away with itself, and you look up and there's 2 hours gone, and don't ask me how I know that. And then and then I have to take a step back, and then I'm like,
What
I'm
happened?
overcome with guilt because it's 2 hours gone. Why? What was on that device?
I don't know. Okay, so now we have to talk about guilt because you mustn't be stuck in the guilt.
I'm not stuck.
Okay, good.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're okay, all right.
But
good. Good, because now the thing is, the caution to you is don't go back there.
no, don't go
Rather
back
go
there.
for the walk with the dog and the children and
Yes,
teach them how to
every
whistle
day.
with grass. yeah, every day.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no.
That's a memory.
Maybe not to your place, because that's far.
No, that's a bit far. Yeah, no, you don't know. Meredith doesn't have to draw a card and deliver it on the gate every day.
No,
It's fine.
yes.
You know, every now and then it's fine. It's
Once a year.
once a year it's got down to, from every day to once a year. Okay. Let's have a look here, Sylvie, and see if anybody's asking anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you need to scroll up a bit.
That is called genius, says Kay. She was talking about your son.
Oh, yes.
She also says, Casey must be careful with online games because they can chat with strangers.
True.
YouTube can be used with filters. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandy's heard of something that is a child-safe option to Google. That's
Yes,
helpful. Thanks.
yes.
It's very, very nice to get this feedback. Oh, I see. Annalise saying we have lots of talks and go online together. See, that's now using the digital world out there to help grow your family. They're doing it together. They're looking at things online and discussing. And
Yes, that's like us.
That's
We
different.
watch the live streams together. So there's blessings, but
yes.
there's always a caution.
Okay, and I don't know anything about the internet. It's made her comfortable as we educate her about being safe online. Fantastic. I heard that Kindle is more child-friendly if they have to search online. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thanks for that. The children can do presentations on PowerPoint or use Excel, Word. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes. It's like show and tell.
And Karen is saying that parents can add blocks. And Annalise saying they can learn to make files and save them and learn all of that. And in actual fact, that reminds me of something that when Jamie was doing Konos How, when Missy was doing Konos How, everything was artistic and practical and build it and make it and photographs and else. When he was doing Konos How, he was wanting to know about computer skills. And so he did the tabernacle on some 3D software.
Yes. Yeah.
So he was spending hours on the computer, but it was to build a tabernacle.
Yes.
You see, using the software. And now, in his adult life, he's using the skills he got then when he was in his young adult years,
Yes.
that he got because he was being guided and directed in that. And those skills he's built on and on and on. And so it is so that it can really be a very, very constructive, useful, helpful thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because how would we do live streaming without all this technical know-how in the background there?
I
We wouldn't,
know.
I don't think, actually.
No, I
I
don't
think we'd be just having tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we wouldn't be having tea with all these lovely ladies as well.
No.
Just think we can have tea with people all over the world.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Canada
And I think Kay's in the States. Aren't you, Kay? I think you're
can't remember.
in the States, yep. I think she is somewhere. Okay, so what we can remind you of all before we say goodbye is, first of all, thank you for being with us. Secondly, we hope that you can go to the podcast, Oikos Family Podcast. Jamie, you're going to put a link in there for it. Yay. He's going to put a link there for you. If you don't find it here now or after the fact, and if you're watching this live stream after the fact, you'll see that they've put it on the slide on the homepage. Those are the clever technical people.
Okay.
Oikos homepage has now got a slider. You know where the picture changes?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Shall I show you?
I wouldn't know. I don't have internet at my house.
Not yet.
Yet.
Okay. Look, there it is. You see, now watch. Next one. Live streaming.
Oh, wonderful.
And the next one. Podcast. And now just go to the podcast and you click on that. Easy, easy.
Sure.
That's when digital really is helpful.
Yeah.
And this one, live streaming, it says subscribe on YouTube.
There
But
you go.
did you click the bell?
Yes, I have.
Well done. Now, if you click the bell, that means, what does that mean?
You get a notification.
That's what it means.
Yes.
You get, what kind of notification do you get?
When you're about to go online,
Yeah? What happens?
then it comes up on my phone. It goes ping, and it says Oikos going live in 30 minutes.
Does it say that in English?
Yes.
So it goes ping and then it speaks to you.
It sends you a message.
An email.
An email.
Oh, you get an email. We got a little crib sheet there behind the camera, came up a notice, and Jamie's just getting us back on track here. That when you subscribe on YouTube,
It goes ping.
you click the bell, and then you get an email that says Oikos is going live, correct? So the
Yes.
point is you must click the bell. There you go. And also, please click the podcast. See what it says? Is it the same thing? Subscribe on podcast. Let's have a look. This says subscribe on YouTube, and this one says go to podcast.
Yes, but
Should we try it?
subscribing and clicking the bell are two different things, though.
Okay, so
Yes.
you subscribe and
You-
then you click the bell.
You have to subscribe, and then if you click the bell, you get the notifications.
Okay. I'm going to click the go to podcast and look what happened. Ta-da, there's podcasts. They're not seeing this on that side.
No.
No. Simple. Now this one you don't have anything to click once you're here. Once you're there, you're there. What you said is you can download these on your phone and listen to them anytime.
Yes,
Our plan is to put one up a week.
that's wonderful.
So once
They're
a week.
very encouraging.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Well, the reason I'm doing them is because I believe that God has given to us, so we must share what He's given.
Yeah.
Because it's been so rich and valuable to us that I'm just wanting to encourage other moms to keep God front and center.
Yes.
And if they're needing to question about the digital and this and this and this, the answer's in His Word.
Yes.
If you're in doubt about what to do, this or that, then I suggest you just do the Word. Because then, you see, you don't have to think about it after that. You're just like, I
Absolutely.
don't know what to do about this, so I'll just do a Bible study with my children. We'll just spend time in the Word.
Yes.
There's
So
the answer.
I think it's wonderful that we get this reminder every week.
Good.
This is one of the reasons why I tune in every week, because
To be reminded.
I need that reminder,
Oh,
because you get
You get distracted.
I get distracted and overwhelmed. I do, and then I get this reminder every week, like, hey, just focus on what's important.
And good. That's what I'm going to just keep doing. Even if that's all we're doing every week is just to remind people to get back
Yes.
to the Word, because we know, you went through that time with Sebastian, and you know that if you hadn't spent time in the Word, that would be your biggest regret now.
Absolutely.
Not that you didn't get to the algebra.
Yeah, no, algebra happens.
It happens on the bedroom floor amongst the Lego.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing is your children need to know the Lord, and you need to set the example. They're always watching, so you need to read your Bible where they can see you, and they need to see you pray. You need to pray with them, and you just need to, build on strong family relationships and building memories, because no child wants to remember a mommy who was scrolling down her phone.
And no child, you don't want your children to have bad memories.
No.
Or memories that maybe as adults, maybe there's adults that actually have bad memories of their childhood.
Yeah.
And they carry them in their adult lives. And so now what they can do with that is make sure their children don't have bad memories. They just give them good. That's why I'm saying you can walk every day with your children.
Yes. Yeah.
Because those are memories you build, good ones.
Absolutely.
They'll remember, those will stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you for the sudden pop in and visit. I know you had to run here,
Yes, I did.
and it was quite a distance.
And slippery.
So thank you for coming, Sylvie.
Thank you
and
for inviting me.
we hope that Sylvie will be with us again on another live stream. Thank you for
will.
being so willing. I mean, I'm so grateful that you just really just do hop in like
Oh no,
that.
absolutely. I also believe it's you're here to encourage other moms, and I really am so thankful for that, and I encourage that, and I'm just so grateful. So
And you're supporting that with me.
if
So
I can,
appreciate
if I can
that.
help in any way, I'm happy to do that.
Thank you. That is fantastic. Okay, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us on live streaming again. We're looking forward to sharing Dr. J with you at one of the live streamings this month. And next week, we won't be doing a live stream next week. We won't be here physically here. And we're not going to try and do it on the road. That we haven't got that good yet to be able to just live stream anywhere. It's just too many logistics. So we will see you the following week. If we can fit one in between, we will. But otherwise, I don't know what the date is of that next week. I'll quickly look so I can let people know. We're skipping next Wednesday, and the following Wednesday is the 13th of March. We hope to see you then. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. And thank you, Sylvie, for being physically with us. You're normally on the other side.
Such a pleasure.
Okay, good, great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.